If you're over 60 and battling leg cramps, your body is begging for the right fuel. These 3 foods don't just stop the pain, they help rebuild strength from the ground up. Stay until the very end, because the last one is the most powerful, and the one most seniors never eat. Nightly pain. It's a feeling so many of us know far, far too well. You're finally drifting off, nestled in that comfortable, warm, and hazy space between gentle wakefulness and deep sleep. The long day is finally done. The house is hushed and still, and your body is at last beginning to let go of all the tension it has carried. And then, with absolutely no warning, it strikes. It's a violent electrical storm erupting within your own muscle. A brutal, completely involuntary clenching that feels as if your calf is being twisted into a knot by an invisible, malicious hand. The pain is so exquisitely sharp, so shockingly immediate, it rips you right out of your slumber with a gasp. In an instant, your heart is pounding in your chest, your breathing is shallow and fast, and your entire consciousness is narrowed down to that one single agonizing spot. Instinctively, you try to stretch it out, you try to force your weight onto it, you might even cry out into the darkness, a sound of pure, helpless agony. The spasm can last for what feels like an absolute eternity, and even when it finally, mercifully begins to release its torturous grip, it always leaves behind a ghost. That ghost is a deep, tender ache that throbs relentlessly for hours, sometimes even lingering for days afterward. The muscle itself feels profoundly bruised, violated, and weak. But the experience leaves much more than just a physical mark on your body. It carves an emotional one into your psyche. It leaves behind a lingering sense of dread, a feeling that your own body has betrayed you in the safest of places, your own bed. This is the lingering trauma of the nightly cramp. The rest of the night is almost inevitably a write-off. You're now wide awake, the adrenaline from the pain coursing through your veins. Worse, you're afraid to fall back asleep. You lie there in the dark, your body rigid and tense, almost waiting for the other shoe to drop, for the cramp to return for a second devastating round. Every little involuntary twitch, every slight shift in your position sends a fresh jolt of anxiety right through you. Will it come back? Am I lying the wrong way? Is my foot pointed incorrectly? This pervasive fear turns your bed, a place that should be a sanctuary of rest, recovery, and peace, into a potential torture chamber, a landscape of anticipated pain and anxiety. It systematically robs you of the deep, restorative sleep that your body and your mind so desperately need to function. Consequently, you wake up in the morning not feeling refreshed and renewed, but feeling utterly exhausted, groggy, sore, and already behind before the day has even started. This lack of proper rest then spills over into every aspect of your waking hours. It directly affects your mood, your energy levels, and your ability to face the day with the vitality and optimism you deserve. It can make you hesitant to go for that morning walk you once enjoyed, to bend down and play with your grandchildren, or to simply move around your home with the fluid ease and confidence you once took entirely for granted. This is not a small, insignificant problem. It is a major disruption to your quality of life, and it is something you absolutely do not have to just accept as a normal, unavoidable part of getting older. So many people I've spoken with over the years feel a profound sense of helplessness about it all. They've resigned themselves to the belief that it's just an inevitable consequence of aging, a clear sign that the body is just wearing down and there's nothing to be done. They might briefly mention it to their doctor during a checkup, who might suggest some gentle stretching or drinking more water. And while those are certainly good pieces of general advice, they often fail to address the true root of the problem. They are surface-level suggestions for a deep, underlying issue. And so the vicious cycle continues unabated. A painful night leads to a tired day, which fosters a fearful evening, and then, all too often, another agonizing cramp. It's an incredibly frustrating and demoralizing loop to be stuck in. But I want to break that loop for you right here, today. What we're going to talk about is not a temporary fix. It's not about just managing the pain when it strikes. It's about understanding the fundamental why behind the cramp in the first place. This is about nourishing your body from the inside out to create a resilient internal environment where these painful, involuntary spasms are far, far less likely to ever happen again. This is about becoming proactive with your health, not just reactive to your pain. It's about giving your muscles the essential building blocks they need to function smoothly, to contract when you want them to, and most importantly, to fully and completely relax when they are supposed to. The real solution begins with understanding the language your muscles are speaking, and that intricate language is all about minerals and hydration. Potassium power. Let's start our journey with one of the most important minerals for muscle health, a true superstar when it comes to preventing those dreaded nightly cramps: potassium. Now, when we think of potassium, many of us immediately and almost exclusively think of bananas, and that's for good reason. They are a wonderful and convenient source, but the real story of potassium is so much bigger, so much richer, and so much more profound than just a single yellow fruit. To truly grasp its importance, we need to look a little closer at our biology. Think of your nerves and muscles as being in a constant, intricate conversation. Your brain sends a carefully calibrated electrical signal down a nerve pathway, which then tells a specific muscle to contract. For this entire, sophisticated system to work properly, there needs to be a perfect, delicate balance of electrolytes within your body. Electrolytes are simply minerals that carry an electric charge when dissolved in fluid. Two of the main players in this complex electrical dance are sodium and potassium. In very simple terms, you can think of it like this. Sodium flows into a muscle cell to help it contract, and potassium flows out to help it relax. This is managed by something critically important called the sodium-potassium pump, which exists in the membrane of every single one of our cells. Its entire job is to tirelessly maintain this delicate electrical balance, ensuring that the lines of communication between nerve and muscle are crystal clear and functioning as intended. When you're running low on potassium, that crucial balance gets thrown off kilter. It's like having a bad connection or persistent static on a phone line. The signals from the nerves to the muscles get muddled and jumbled. The nerve might fire erratically, or the muscle cell itself might get overly excited and fail to receive the clear, unambiguous signal to stand down and relax. This state of electrical chaos and miscommunication is precisely what can trigger a sudden, forceful, and intensely painful contraction, the very definition of a leg cramp. It's your muscle essentially short-circuiting and misfiring because it doesn't have the key resource it needs to stay calm, regulated, and responsive. So when we talk about eating potassium-rich foods, what we're really talking about is providing your body with the essential tool it needs to silence that dangerous static. We're giving it the means to properly regulate those nerve signals and ensure our muscles can gracefully relax after a contraction, just as they are designed to do. It's like giving a traffic cop the whistle they need to direct cars smoothly and prevent gridlock. Without it, you get nothing but chaos and collisions. Potassium is that vital whistle for your entire neuromuscular system. So, where do we find this incredible, cramp-fighting mineral in our daily diet? While bananas are certainly a great and convenient option to have in your arsenal, our goal is to build a diet that is consistently and diversely rich in potassium from a wide variety of delicious sources. This ensures you're getting a steady, reliable supply day in and day out. One of the absolute champions of the potassium world is the humble yet mighty sweet potato. A single medium-sized baked sweet potato can provide a very significant portion of your daily potassium needs, far more than a banana. It's also packed with beneficial fiber, vitamin A, and antioxidants, making it a true nutritional powerhouse. You can bake it whole, mash it as a side dish, or even cut it into wedges, toss with a little olive oil and paprika, and roast it for a wonderfully healthy and satisfying alternative to French fries. Another fantastic and versatile source is spinach. This leafy green is a potassium hero. Whether you toss a large handful of fresh spinach into a salad, sauté it with a little garlic and olive oil for a quick side dish, or even blend it into a morning smoothie, you won't even taste it, you're getting a wonderful dose of potassium along with other vital nutrients like iron and magnesium. Don't ever forget about the power of beans and lentils. Kidney beans, black beans, white beans, and lentils are not only incredibly inexpensive and versatile, but they are absolutely loaded with potassium. Adding them to soups, stews, chilies, or salads is one of the easiest and most effective ways to seriously boost your intake. And the list of potassium-rich foods certainly doesn't stop there. Avocados are another potassium hero, offering more of the mineral per gram than a banana. Along with heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, you can spread it on whole grain toast, dice it into a salad, or simply eat it with a spoon and a sprinkle of sea salt. Even certain types of fish, like wild-caught salmon and tuna, are very good sources of potassium, giving you the powerful added benefit of anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. The primary goal here is not to become obsessed with one single food, but to begin to see your entire plate as a fresh opportunity. Every single meal is a chance to add a little more of this cramp-fighting power. Instead of thinking, I have to eat a banana today, start asking yourself, how can I add some vibrant color and potassium to this specific meal? Maybe it's a side of steamed spinach with your chicken dinner, or a generous scoop of black beans stirred into your vegetable soup, or choosing a baked sweet potato instead of a plain white one. These small, consistent, and deliberate choices add up to create a body that is resilient, robust, and well-nourished. A body where the muscles have everything they need to work for you, not against you. This is about building a deep foundation of strength from the inside. Magnesium magic. If potassium is the diligent traffic cop that directs the electrical signals, then our next essential mineral, magnesium, is the master relaxant. It is quite simply nature's own muscle relaxer, the calming force that your body craves. While potassium helps to regulate the initial nerve signal, magnesium works directly on the muscle fiber itself, gently telling it to release its tension and let go. Think of it this way: for a muscle to contract, the mineral calcium flows into the muscle cells. That's the on switch. Magnesium's primary job is to act as a natural calcium blocker, escorting that calcium out of the cells after the contraction is done. This allows the muscle fiber to elongate and return to its peaceful, resting state. That's the off switch. When you are deficient in magnesium, calcium can linger and hang around inside the cells for far too long. It's like an annoying guest who completely overstays their welcome at a party, creating tension and discomfort. This excess, unmanaged calcium keeps the muscle in a state of partial contraction, making it feel constantly tense, tight, and hyper-irritable, and therefore much more prone to spasming and cramping. That persistent feeling of underlying tension in your calves or feet, even when you're not actively cramping, can often be a telltale sign that you need more magnesium. It's the single mineral that brings the of deep relaxation to your entire muscular system. The truly incredible thing about magnesium is that its role extends far beyond our muscles. It is involved in over 300 essential biochemical reactions throughout the body. It's absolutely crucial for creating energy, for synthesizing DNA, for controlling blood sugar, and, of course, for maintaining healthy muscle and nerve function. Yet, despite its critical importance, it remains one of the most common mineral deficiencies in our modern world. Our agricultural soil is often depleted of it, and our typical Western diets, which can be high in processed and refined foods, often lack magnesium-rich whole foods. Furthermore, common lifestyle factors like chronic stress, regular alcohol consumption, and even certain medications like diuretics and acid blockers can actively deplete your body's precious magnesium stores. This makes you even more susceptible to deficiency and all of its negative consequences, especially those painful nightly leg cramps. So, consciously replenishing our magnesium levels isn't just about stopping cramps, it's about supporting the fundamental operations of our entire body. It's about restoring a pervasive sense of calm and ease, not just in our muscles, but in our nervous system as well. So, how do we invite this magical, relaxing mineral back into our lives? The wonderful news is that it's found in many delicious, satisfying, and easy-to-find foods. One of the very best sources is nuts and seeds, especially almonds, cashews, and pumpkin seeds. A small handful of almonds as an afternoon snack is a fantastic and simple way to boost your magnesium intake. You can also sprinkle pumpkin seeds on your salad, your yogurt, or your morning oatmeal for an extra crunch and a powerful nutrient boost. Dark chocolate, yes, you read that right, dark chocolate, is another excellent and delightful source of magnesium. You just need to choose a high-quality variety with a high cocoa content, ideally 70% or more. It feels like a decadent indulgence, but in reality, it's providing your body with a crucial, relaxing nutrient. Legumes, like the black beans and chickpeas we already mentioned for their potassium content, are also wonderfully rich in magnesium. This is a perfect example of how nature works. Whole foods often provide a beautiful symphony of complementary nutrients that work together synergistically in your body. Leafy green vegetables are another absolute cornerstone of a magnesium-rich diet. Spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are absolutely loaded with it. There's a fascinating reason for this. The very molecule that allows plants to absorb energy from light, chlorophyll, has a single magnesium atom at its very center, so that vibrant green color that we see in leaves is literally a visual signal of its high magnesium content. Making a big colorful salad a daily habit, or simply adding a side of cooked greens to your dinner, is a powerful and effective strategy. Whole grains like quinoa, brown rice, and oats also contribute significantly to your intake. The key, just like with potassium, is variety and consistency. It's about consciously weaving these powerful foods into the very fabric of your daily eating habits. Perhaps it's starting your day with a bowl of Greek yogurt, topped with a sprinkle of almonds and pumpkin seeds. Maybe it's enjoying a hearty black bean soup for lunch and a beautiful piece of salmon with a large side of sautéed spinach for dinner. And for a healthy evening treat, a small square of high-quality dark chocolate. When you eat this way, you're not just eating food. You're strategically giving your muscles the exact tools they need to release, relax, and recover. You're transforming your diet into a daily therapeutic practice for lasting, profound relief. Hydration habit. Now we can talk about the power of potassium and the magic of magnesium all day long, but if we don't address the fundamental foundation upon which they work, we're missing the single most crucial piece of the entire puzzle. And that non-negotiable foundation is hydration. I know, we've all been told to drink more water a million times. It sounds so basic, almost too simple to be the real solution to such a painful and complex problem. But its profound importance, especially as we get older, simply cannot be overstated. You can eat all the potassium-rich bananas and magnesium-rich spinach in the world, but if you are chronically dehydrated, your body cannot transport and utilize those essential minerals effectively. Think of your bloodstream as a powerful river that is tasked with delivering these vital nutrients to all the towns and villages, your cells and muscles along its banks. When you're well hydrated, the river is full and flows freely, and the delivery of nutrients is swift and efficient. When you're dehydrated, that same river becomes more like a thick, slow-moving sludge. In this dehydrated state, the concentration of electrolytes like sodium in your blood goes way up, creating an imbalance. Meanwhile, the delivery of calming minerals like potassium and magnesium to your muscle cells is severely impaired. The nutrients just can't get where they need to go in a timely manner. This condition creates the absolute perfect storm for muscle cramps. The resulting imbalance of electrolytes makes the nerves far more irritable and much more likely to misfire, and the muscles themselves don't get the hydrating fluid and essential minerals they need to function properly and, most importantly, to relax. It's like trying to run a complex piece of machinery without enough lubricating oil. Everything grinds together, heats up, creates friction, and eventually seizes up completely. That is a very real analogy for what's happening on a microscopic level in your muscle fibers when they cramp due to dehydration. One of the biggest challenges, particularly for older adults, is that our natural thirst mechanism becomes significantly less sensitive as we age. This means you might actually be dehydrated without feeling particularly thirsty. We can no longer rely solely on thirst as our guide. We have to be more intentional, more mindful, and more proactive about our fluid intake. We have to make hydration a conscious daily habit, just like brushing our teeth. So how do we build this crucial habit effectively? Of course, drinking plain, clean water throughout the day is the absolute cornerstone. Many people find it incredibly helpful to get a special water bottle, maybe one with time markings on it, to serve as a constant visual reminder and a sort of accountability partner. Keep it with you at all times, on your desk, in your car, next to your favorite chair. The The goal isn't to chug a huge amount of water all at once, which can just flush right through your system, but to sip consistently throughout the entire day. This keeps your body in a constant state of optimal hydration. If you find plain water boring or unappealing, there are countless ways to make it more exciting. Add a slice of fresh lemon, lime, or cucumber for a hint of flavor. Toss in a few frozen berries, a piece of ginger, or a sprig of fresh mint. These natural additions add a lovely subtle flavor without adding any sugar or artificial ingredients. Herbal teas, both hot and iced, also count directly towards your fluid intake. A warm, calming chamomile or peppermint tea in the evening can be a wonderful, soothing ritual that both hydrates you and prepares your body and mind for a restful sleep. But here's a powerful tip that many people miss. You can also eat your water. Many delicious whole foods have a very high water content and can contribute significantly to your overall hydration status. Think of the crisp, refreshing crunch of a cucumber, which is about 95% water. Juicy watermelon, when it's in season, is another fantastic and hydrating choice. Soups and broths are wonderfully hydrating and deeply nourishing, especially in the colder months. Even a simple bowl of oatmeal, which absorbs a great deal of water or milk as it cooks, can help start your day on a perfectly hydrated note. By combining the consistent sipping of fluids with a diet rich in these water-packed foods, you create a powerful, two-pronged approach to total body hydration. You are ensuring that the river of your bloodstream is full, deep, and flowing smoothly, ready and able to transport that powerful potassium and magical magnesium directly to the muscle cells that need them most. This isn't just about drinking more water, it's about creating a total culture of hydration in your daily life. It is the non-negotiable foundation for building strong, supple, and permanently cramp-free legs. Lasting relief. We've talked about the fascinating science, we've talked about potassium, magnesium, and hydration. But now I want to bring this all together and talk about what this really truly means for you, for your nights, for your days, for your life. This journey we've been on together in this video isn't just about avoiding a specific type of physical pain. It's not just about memorizing a list of foods to eat and foods to avoid. This is about reclaiming something precious that has been stolen from you, your freedom. It's about reclaiming your nights. I want you to truly imagine this for a moment. Imagine lying down in your bed at night, pulling the covers up and feeling a profound sense of peace and security. A deep knowing that your body is nourished, supported, and prepared for a long night of deep, uninterrupted, healing rest. Imagine the freedom from that constant low-level hum of anxiety that accompanies every little muscle twitch. The freedom from the pervasive fear of being viciously woken by that all-too-familiar searing pain. This is the freedom to sleep soundly and to wake up in the morning feeling genuinely restored, revitalized, and ready to embrace the day with abundant energy and a clear mind. This is also about reclaiming your days. It's about the freedom to move through the world with confidence and joy. The freedom to take that long, leisurely walk in the park without the nagging worry that your calf will suddenly seize up and betray you. The freedom to get down on the floor and play with your grandchildren, to climb a flight of stairs without hesitation, or to simply enjoy a quiet stroll through the grocery store without that nagging ache or the fear of a sudden, debilitating cramp that could strike at any moment. It's about learning to trust your body again. It's about knowing with absolute certainty that you have given it exactly what it needs to be strong, resilient, and reliable. The incredible power to build these stronger, more resilient legs, to create this new reality for yourself, isn't found in some expensive supplement, a complicated exercise gadget, or a secret program. It's right there, waiting for you in your very own kitchen. It's in the simple, beautiful, and powerful whole foods that nature has so generously provided. The humble sweet potato, the small handful of almonds, the refreshing glass of water with a slice of lemon, the vibrant green spinach. Your kitchen can become your personal pharmacy, a place of healing and profound empowerment. Every single meal becomes a deliberate act of self-care, a conscious and loving choice to build a body that is free from this specific and preventable type of pain. It represents a monumental shift from feeling like a helpless victim of your body's unpredictable and painful behavior to becoming the empowered architect of your own physical well-being. You possess the knowledge now. You understand the fundamental why behind the pain and the practical how of the solution. You are finally in the driver's seat of your own health journey. You deserve to feel comfortable and safe in your own skin. You deserve to feel in control of your body every single day and, most importantly, every single night. This is not a magic trick. It is the logical, beautiful, and inevitable outcome of giving your body the fundamental nourishment it has been asking for all along. The path to lasting sustainable relief is paved with these simple, consistent, and powerful daily choices. You can start this journey today. You can start with your very next meal, and you can reclaim the peaceful nights and active, joyful days that are rightfully and truly yours.